What up, my zillions? I am Ultrazilla, and this is my 3rd anniversary Q&A. But before we get to that, I just want to say thank you to everybody that's been a part of this channel, past, present, hopefully future. We're on the road to 5K. I was hoping to get there by this point. I can't force anybody to sub. All I could do is keep working at it as much as I can, as hard as I can, delivering as much, even-handed commentary on these toys that I can possibly muster. With my experiences, I feel like I feel good with what I have to say. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't doubt myself, and I hope that shows, and I hope you guys enjoy what I have to say, because I always say it's about the person that's reviewing the toys and not the toy itself. That's what you're here for. And the toys are cool, but for us to really move forward, it's mostly about me and not the toys, right? I think that's sounds weird, but it's true. That's I know I subscribe to people, not to toys. Toys are toys. They're just pieces of plastic. They don't communicate with you. They don't do any of that stuff. So I want to thank everybody that's come aboard and for the past 3 years, and I hope you've enjoyed it. Because I've enjoyed giving it to you guys. We're doing it. Speaking of giveaways, giving things away. I'm doing a giveaway. I don't have it here, but you've seen it multiple times on this channel already. I'm giving away an SH Monster Arts Godzilla, King of the Monsters Godzilla, at 5K subscribers. So keep sharing my videos, and we will get there, folks. We shall, but let's get to it. Let's do our 3rd anniversary Q&A. Question number 1 comes from Victor Zatork. My apologies to anyone that I get your names wrong. Pronunciation is not my strong suit. Yes, what was my first dinosaur or Godzilla toy that I ever had? I don't recall what my first dinosaur was, but I'm assuming, one of the little packs of the little, multicolored dinosaurs, or single-colored dinosaurs, you know what I'm talking about, that we used to have. I'm old, guys, so, but I think they still make those. I'm pretty sure Ultrazilla Jr.'s had them. But my first, I remember 2 when I was a little kid, and then 1 when I was a little bit older. The one when I was a little bit older, I definitely had an Imperial Godzilla in the 80s. But my first big Godzilla was the Shogun Warriors Godzilla. I loved that thing. I don't know, ultimately what happened to it, but it's no longer with me, and it's something I would love to get back. But that was the big one that I loved. But there might have been one that predated that. I remember having this green rubbery Godzilla. I don't know what the brand is. I didn't bother looking it up now. It was a rubbery green Godzilla, and it either predated that Shogun Warriors Godzilla or was around the same time. But those are the 2 that I remember. It was definitely before the Imperial one, because the Imperial one I remember getting when I was in school. I remember having that Imperial Godzilla with me in class up in my book bag, taking it with me to elementary school. And I definitely, before that, I definitely had the Shogun Warriors one and that green rubbery Godzilla. So there you go. Cliffy, one of my oldest subscribers and a supporter on Coffee. You could check out my link to Coffee down below. That is a virtual tip jar. If you dig what I do, feel free to drop me a tip, because I love coffee, so, it's the cost of a coffee. That's basically the concept. He asks, how do I feel about the Star Wars vintage collection and the retro style collections that they did, the retro figures, and how do they affect me as a collector, and how do I feel about, reproductions like that in general? I don't like the vintage collection. I recently reviewed the Luke Skywalker. I feel like if you're going to have an articulated figure, just go with the Star Wars Black Series, because they look better and they're more articulated and the digital tech really comes through. So that's how I feel about that. But those retro ones that they're reissuing, you've seen them in Target and stuff here. That's really cool. That takes me back. I almost picked up a lot of them, but then I was just like, anything I buy now, as far as toys, like if I don't have a use for it here at Ultrazilla, I'm not gonna buy it. You know what I'm saying? I would not want to open those. I am not a mint on card collector, and I wouldn't want to open those. I would like to have them on card. So I just figured I'll just save the money because I'm not going to do anything with them. But in general, I think they're pretty cool. You know, like there's a nostalgia effect that happens that I personally enjoy. Even if I don't get it, I enjoy seeing it. I enjoy other people being happy about that stuff. So it doesn't affect me in any way, and I think positively about them. Anything that could get more people buying toys, because you gotta think, like, some of those retro figures will get maybe toy collectors that haven't collected in a long time coming to get them, and then maybe that'll be a gateway into buying something else. I think that's good. I think that's positive. You know, so that's a positive thing. It doesn't, you know, there's no negative to it. I don't see any negative to it, because I know some folks are like, oh, it's going to decrease the value. I don't care about that. You know, the value of anything is like the least concerning thing for me as a toy collector. I'm in it for the pure enjoyment of it. Sure, I sell toys on eBay. You know, link is down below too if you want to help support the channel that way. Why sell something nice? But like, that doesn't do it. Like, I don't care about that. If you look at my eBay sales, it's all like, you know, the best prices for you guys. You know, I'm gonna spend the money on stuff I like, and you know, that's it. I don't spend the money for a monetary reason at all. So none of that stuff affects me negatively. It's all positive. Rob Shrunk asks, how did I break into the comic industry as a letterer? Well, that's because if you didn't know, that's what I do. I'm a comic book letterer as my day job, and I've been in the comic industry for quite a long time. I've written, I've drawn, I've edited, so I've done quite a few things, but lettering was the thing that seemed to have gotten the most notice over time, and the first gig that I got paid for, you know, I was doing my own stuff for a long time, getting lettered, but I was also getting published, which was cool. But my first paid lettering gig was a King Kong comic, which the Mezco Kong is based on. That's Kong of Skull Island, or King Kong of Skull Island, something like that. So that was the first gig I ever had, and you know, that was paid. And from there, I like almost instantly got noticed by DC Comics, and they, you know, they had a opening in their lettering department, and I got hired by them based on my work on that Kong comic, which was pretty awesome. So yeah, I spent like 8 years on staff at DC. Which is like where I learned a lot about toys as well, you know, because I was very close with a lot of the guys at DC Collectibles. Our room was like right near theirs, so you know, they were a lot smaller back then, and you know, that was a very cool time in my life. And then like 5 years ago, I went about 5 years ago, yeah, I went freelance, and that's also when my toy, you know, collecting picked up, and which led to Ultrazilla. So a lot of intertwinedness for me with lettering and toys. RDG TFNG fan 3278, which I'll guess means Robot Damashi, Gundam, Transformers, and Godzilla fan? Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know. What is my favorite NECA Godzilla figure done till now? This is my favorite. You know, I've been thinking about it. This is my favorite Godzilla. I just reviewed this one. This is the NES Godzilla, the Monster of Monsters Godzilla. Check out my review. It is, I believe, one of the ones right before this one. It is amazing. I love it. I love the color scheme. I just love how it looks, the dorsal fins, everything. Just go hear me gush about this one. It is so cool. I really, really love it. His next question, or her next question, is what is my favorite Godzilla film? And that is an easy one for me. It is Terror of Mechagodzilla. Absolutely love that movie. It came out in the year of my birth. I am that old. And what is my favorite Godzilla design? It is that one. Actually, I'm gonna say it's not completely. I kind of like the the Megalon version of that suit, where it's a little more hero-esque. Although I feel like Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla, the first one, is probably the perfect version. It's kind of like a balance in between that super ultra mean like Terra and the goofy Megalon one. It's kind of finds that perfect balance of Mechagodzilla. So I'm gonna say that one. And his final question is, what series do I love? Godzilla, Transformers, Pacific Rim, etc. I love them all. I love too many. I love too many series. I'm huge into Voltron. I'm huge into like just a lot of different super robots. I love Star Wars. I love Marvel. I love DC. I love a lot of different things, you know, and I love cool designs. That's like the artist in me just loves cool designs. If the one thing I miss about being a comic artist is designing the characters. There's one thing I was doing for a while. I was doing a career day in a school with like little kids, and what I would do there is create a character from, you know, scratch with them, and that was my favorite part. I love design. So you'll see a lot of like figures here that I have no clue about, like this visitor from Fortnite. I don't play Fortnite. I don't play any video games right now. And I just love the design. So when I see a cool design, that's what I get. I went on a tangent, but a little bit of extra Ultrazilla for you. Hope that answers your question.